The Iran-Israel war, which broke out in June 2025, has concluded after just 12 days. During that brief but intense conflict, Israel and its most important ally, the U.S., managed to cripple Iran's nuclear capabilities through a series of devastating airstrikes against key nuclear sites across the country. But how exactly did they do this? How much damage was done? And how will it impact Iran's nuclear program going forward? That's what we'll be examining in today's video. Let's start off with an overview of the situation before diving into more detail. On June 2025, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion against Iran, marking the beginning of a 12-day military confrontation between the two nations. Israel's immediate goal was to severely weaken Iran's nuclear infrastructure, and their plan involved targeting various nuclear facilities across Iran. The U.S. supported Israel's efforts, launching their own massive air campaign called Operation Midnight Hammer. This campaign included the deployment of Beta bombers and the use of Tomahawk missiles. Now let's dive into the specifics of the airstrikes carried out by Israel and the U.S. against Iranian nuclear sites. The first site targeted was the Arak heavy water reactor on June 2025. Israel carried out airstrikes against this reactor, which had been used to produce plutonium for nuclear weapons. They managed to destroy the main reactor building where plutonium production took place. Notably, the reactor was non-operational at the time of the strike and did contain significant quantities of radioactive material. Therefore, there was no major risk of radioactive contamination. The next target was the Natanz enrichment facility on June 2025. This facility was the center of Iran's nuclear program and responsible for enriching uranium to levels suitable for use in nuclear weapons. Israel focused its attacks on two specific areas within that. First, they targeted the surface-level enrichment plant. This area was believed to house a significant number of centrifuges used for uranium enrichment. By striking this area, Israel aimed to disrupt and damage Iran's immediate nuclear capabilities. Second, Israel also targeted the power stations located near the Natanz facility. The objective here was to cut off electricity supply to the underground parts of the nuclear facility, hampering Iran's ability to operate the site. According to reports, at least one generator was destroyed, which likely affected the functionality of some underground tunnels. Following Israel's attack, the U.S. conducted its own airstrikes reportedly using deep-earth bunker buster bombs known as MOPs to target the underground enrichment halls. These bombs were designed to penetrate deep into the ground and precisely strike targets situated there. The effectiveness of these bunker-busting bombs in neutralizing Iran's nuclear infrastructure was significant. Another location targeted was the Fordo facility. Fordo was another underground nuclear site that played a crucial role in Iran's nuclear program. Due to its location deep beneath a mountain, Fordo was heavily fortified, making it difficult to reach. Despite this, Israel reportedly attacked the Fordo facility multiple times during the conflict, while Iran claimed that the attacks caused minimal damage. U.S. and Israeli sources reported that bunker-busting bombs, specifically the GBU-57s, caused significant disruption underground. The final site targeted was the Isfahan nuclear complex. This complex was an important part of Iran's nuclear program, responsible for the conversion of uranium and other processes related to nuclear fuel production. Israel reportedly carried out airstrikes against this complex, causing severe damage to key conversion facilities. The attack disrupted the process of converting uranium into a gas state, a crucial step in Iran's nuclear program. Now that we've covered the details of the airstrikes, let's discuss the impact on Iran's nuclear program. According to Western intelligence estimates, Iran's nuclear program has been delayed by 1 to 2 years as a result of the strikes. This delay is a significant achievement for Israel and the U.S., considering the potential threat posed by a nuclear-armed Iran. However, it's important to note that despite the setbacks, some of Iran's 60% enriched uranium stockpile remained intact. This uranium was likely stored deep underground or moved in advance of the strikes, and could potentially be used to resume the nuclear program within months. Currently, A fragile ceasefire brokered by the US and European diplomats is in place. However, it remains to be seen how Iran will rebuild parts of its nuclear program that were affected by the airstrikes. Iran claims to have rebuilt parts of Fordo and other sites. However, the IAEA has limited access to these affected sites, raising questions about the transparency of Iran's actions. In summary, the airstrikes carried out by Israel and the US against Iran's nuclear sites dealt major blows to its nuclear infrastructure. The strikes targeted and caused significant damage to power systems, centrifuge halls, and scientific labs across various nuclear facilities. Although the strikes did not completely eliminate all enriched uranium and did not fully dismantle Iran's nuclear program, they were still considered a strategic success. The operation bought valuable time and set back Iran's nuclear program, forcing them to invest resources in reconstruction rather than nuclear development. Nevertheless, Iran still retains the technical expertise and material resources necessary to restart its nuclear program within a year. This situation increases the likelihood of diplomatic efforts or further actions being taken in the near future. And that's it for the video. If you want a map or visual summary of the targeted sites, let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.